Okay, so we're back to another how-to, and it's going to be how to create a Google slide. So we're again at the beginning of ClassLink. You should be able to, from here, go to Google Drive. So we learned that in our last how-to. So you can go to your Google Drive, or you can open a new file and you can go to your Waffle. Okay. So if I go to my Waffle, I can see I have, if I go down, I have a slides here and I can click that and open a brand new slide by choosing what type I want. I just want a blank one. We're going to call this slide deck number one. If I go back to my Drive page and I go to recent, you can see I have an untitled presentation right there. If I open it, it's going to be slide deck number one, untitled presentation. So maybe up here, when I click in there, whatever I put here as the title automatically comes up there. And even if it's not a title, we'll kind of come up with the first couple words that you typed into your slide deck. Okay. So I can see it here, slide deck number one. If I'm in my Drive, the way that I'm going to open a file for a slide deck is I'm going to go to new and choose Google Slides. And it will automatically open a blank presentation here. It's not going to give you the option like it did on the other one, whether it asks you if you want a photo album or things like that. It's just going to open a brand new file for you. I'm going to call this slide deck number two. As soon as I kind of click in the presentation there, it changes it to slide deck number two. I'm going to go back to slide deck number one. So we've opened a new slide. How do we do stuff on that? So first off, how do I insert additional pages? So right here with this plus button, if I hit the plus, it's going to come up with the next second type of layout listed. If I want to be specific in terms of what type of layout, I go to this drop down menu right next to the plus, and I can choose how I want to go. So I actually want a blank one, just big old blank one. Okay. So if I didn't want this one, I could still click on this and, kind of get rid of this backspace and so forth. But we're just going to work on our blank button. So predominantly, you're going to be putting text on your Google Slides. There's two ways to insert text into a Google slide. One option is to use a text box. So if I click on text box, I just draw a box. And you'll notice that it made it smaller than what I drew. The same width, but not the same height that I drew. Another option is to go to insert and text box from there. Now, your text box moves with you. So what that means is every time I add an additional line of text, this box will get bigger. I'm just going to put a bunch of letters in here, and you can see once I get to the next line, it keeps on making it bigger. That's what a text box does. If I'm doing a shape, that's the second option of adding words. I'm going to hit shape, choose my shape, and you'll notice here the shape doesn't change the size. It stays exactly the same size that I built. And I just click in the shape, and I'm in the middle of the box, so I may want to change that. So just like on a typewriter or keyboarding, you go to your things here and you can change your alignment. So I'm going to be at the top of the box, and maybe I want to be in the middle of the box. Now you'll notice that there's a rim around this, and there's a color inside. This is gray. This was white. Okay, so say I want to keep this border. Right here, I'm on the shape. Right here, it says border color. So I can change that. Maybe I want it to be orange, and I want it to be 4 inches thick. And inside my box, I want it to be yellow. Okay. So I can change those things. So on my text box, I can also change the color inside and the border as well. So both of them have the ability to do that. The difference being is, again, your text box moves with you. It gets bigger as you add lines. a shape maintains the shape that you give it. So it depends on how you want that to look. Now, in terms of adding text to either location, maybe you don't like this font. It's kind of boring. So if I go to my drop down menu, I can choose whatever font that I want. So I like this Love You Like a Sister font. So I'm going to add that. If I want it bigger, I can highlight the part that I want bigger. Or I can click the top of this box right here and change it for the entire box. Same here. I can click the top of the box here, go in here, make all of my words bigger for the entire box. If I want to change the font on here, click at the top of the box and change it to Balsamic Sands. Okay. So that is how you can insert text into your Google Slide, either through a text box or a shape. And again, I just used a rectangle, but I could have used any of the shapes present here, and I would have been able to type inside of them. So next thing, we're going to add another blank slide here. What happens if a teacher asks you to insert a picture of your work? What would that look like? So I can go to Insert, and I can go to Image, and I can either upload that from my computer. When I hit Upload from computer, it's going to bring me to my files, and it's going to show me, for you guys, you're going to go to your downloads. That's where you would find the pictures that you take on your computer. Or I can insert an image and I can search the web for one. So say I want to find a picture of a falcon. I want this picture. I can just grab it and drag it over and then make it whatever size that I want. If I want to take a picture, remember that was from that, I can grab one from the drive, from my Google Photos, if I have a URL, or I could take a picture. And I'm going to go down to camera to take a picture. Now, I might ask you or say, allow your camera to take a photo. This is set up to just do it at me. I believe yours is set up the same way. So I could hold up my work this way and take a picture of that. For you guys, you can flip your lid around and do it as well. I'm just going to take a picture of myself. So we want to hit the camera button. Then it gives me the option to insert, and boom, I have an inserted picture of myself. Okay. If I want to crop that, I can make it bigger, right? If I want to crop it, I double click on it. Maybe I don't want all the windows in there behind me. Remember, anytime you don't like something, just undo it. So move it out here. So I can move these to crop it, or I can actually go to my little crop feature right here, go to the drop down, and I can even choose a shape. I'm going to choose a circle. When I click out, now I have a circle of myself. So that's how you can insert a picture. But remember, for many of you guys, you're going to be inserting pictures of your work, not inserting pictures of yourself. Okay, what happens if you want a duplicate slide? Like you really like what you did here, but maybe you want another slide, you're just going to change the words. You can right click on the slide, but you have to be over in the left-hand bar and just hit duplicate slide. Or if you want a new slide, you can come up here to the layout and pick a blank one. Okay. What happens if we want to move our slides around? We don't like the order. Well, I can just grab it and drag them up to where I want. Another option is I can go down here at the bottom. Looks like a grid view. When I go to grid view, it shows me all of the slides. And if I want to move them around, I can just grab one of them and move it to the place I want it to be. To get out of waffle view, just hit waffle again. We're actually right next to it. Get this out of the way. You can choose film strip view. And now we're back to the film strip. What happens if your teacher sends you a slide and they want you... Happy bells today. What if your teacher sends you a slide and they want you to take a copy of that slide and put it into an interactive notebook? In that case, on the left-hand film strip, you're going to choose your slide. You're going to right click, and instead of saying duplicate, you're going to copy the slide. Then you go to whatever slide deck they want you to do. I'm going to use slide deck 2 for this. And I'm going to add some additional slides in here just so we can see different things. Okay, so we have 3 slides. Say they want me to make this slide number 2. I can click in between the 2 slides and you can see it creates a line. And then when I right click paste, that's where it would be. If I want it to be the next slide, I would do that. So I'm going to put it here. I'm going to right click. I'm going to paste. And then it's going to ask me, do I want a link or do I not want a link? Usually for your teacher, they're going to not want you to link if they're copying over something. So we're going to say do not link. But if they do want you to link, then you just hit link. They'll tell you what to do. And now you can see that slide is over here on slide deck number 2. I moved that over from slide deck number 1. Okay, and lastly, what if we want to insert a video? So here, I'm going to go down here. Say I wanted to, this was like an introduction and I wanted to insert a video that's all about myself. I can click on this picture and I can click the link button up here and I can put the link to the video that I want to occur. Or I can just insert a video. And let me grab one from YouTube. You guys might not have the ability to go to YouTube like that, but you could go to like a video link for Flipgrid or, that kind of thing. I'm going to go to my video library. And I'm going to put in the how to Google Drive basics. Okay, so our next how to video, I'm just going to grab the link for that. So you can see here, I was on that. Let me go back out. I did insert video. I'm going to hit paste. Actually, I want to go in URL. Paste. Select that. And then the video appears. So insert a video like that. The whole video appears. You can make it a different size depending on how big you want it to be. The other way is you can take an object and link it in. So if I hit link that way and I insert the link and I apply it, just the link kind of shows up. And I can do, make it different. I can get rid of it. I can edit the link. I can copy the link. From here, when I'm on this video, I can change the formatting. So I can hide the video if I want and just have it play on automatic. So play on click, you need to have the video. But say I want it to play automatic, I could say play automatically. I can use the whole time. I can mute the audio. Let's see, I video playback. I chose to play automatically, size and rotation. I can change the size of it. Position, I can make it the top left, the bottom left, etc. I can put a drop shadow behind it. So these are all different formatting options for the video that I just put in. Now when it plays automatically, it's going to do that. Like as soon as you go on the slide, it would play automatically. Okay? So different options on how you can insert a video into slide deck. And just so you know, all of the things you're kind of learning here apply to Google Docs as well. So learning one app on Google, if you learn slides, you can pretty much do everything else. And those are the basics of Google Slides.